Hey guys, Ellen from the Western Wanderers here, and today I am going to be hiking Tuck and Robin Lakes, which is kind of in the Cle Elum region of Washington State. We're about 2 or 3 miles down the trail at Highest Lake right now, which is another great spot for backpacking, especially for beginner backpackers, because there's a bunch of really neat established campsites, as well as like great views of this really neat lake. And it's a very flat trail, which is really good for kids. We saw some people taking their kids up here on their first backpacking trip ever earlier today. So it's a really nice stop and definitely worth the trip. So once you get past Highest Lake, the trail really starts going up pretty fast and gets a lot more strenuous. So it's really not for beginning hikers once you're past the first lake, while that is a great stop for beginners. So right now we're at the intersection for Tuck and Robin Lakes, which is where we're going. And this is apparently supposed to get way, way harder than even what we've been on before. So we do have a slight problem, which is that after we got over the ominous downhill part of the Tuck Lake Trail, it's kind of turned into this, which we think is very reminiscent of Mailbox Peak. So it'll be fun, but we're gonna hate ourselves for the next hour or so. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
So let's try, but yeah, the trekking poles will help. So I definitely recommend them if you plan on coming here. After a long and grueling hike, we finally made it to Tuck Lake, which is gorgeous, and we are really glad that we decided to come up here. So we've set up camp and are preparing dinner. But we have been warned that this place has in the past had problems with mice. So we've hung our bear bag and gotten all of our food out of the tent, and I'd recommend you do the same, just because you don't want anything chewing through your tent at night. But it is a great stop, and we are very glad we pushed on and made it here instead of camping at the first lake. We're currently heading along the trail up to Robin Lake, and it is pretty rough, but so long as you follow the carins, they're everywhere and fairly easy to follow, even on secondary routes if you accidentally take a wrong turn. But it's some pretty rough terrain. We did meet someone yesterday who did get lost up here and went on she seemed to think about a 10-mile extra long hike. So just be aware of where you're going and be sure you're looking for the carins along the way. Well, continuing up the trail, it is uneven and very rocky, but the thing that we're finding is that unlike the earlier trail, the ground is a lot more solid. Back down on the trail to Tuck Lake, the ground was a lot more, the dirt was very loose, and that made it a lot harder to climb. But up here, everything's pretty, it's not really going anywhere. So right behind me is Lower Robin Lake, and while the trail was pretty switchbacky and a little sketchy getting up here, really, so long as you follow the carins, you should be fine. But that being said, we have met quite a few people who seem to have made it up here just fine, but they really didn't find the carins. So really you gotta keep your eyes open for them, and if you don't see them, just stop and look around, because there's usually one within eyesight on the trail that we took getting up here. And that being said, it might be good to bring a green trail map with you in case you do get lost so you can navigate. From here you can see Lower Robin behind me, or just if you turn your head you can see Upper Robin. And both of these lakes are gorgeous, surrounded by granite cliffs, and you're climbing through granite rock and alpine meadows of mountain huckleberries, mini trees and heather to get up here, and it is a completely gorgeous hike, and I think we've come to the consensus that this was definitely worth the trip. Well guys, the last 2 days have been quite the adventure, and I really hope you enjoyed coming along with us. But if you've been here before and have any additional suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, or if you have any questions for us, you can leave them there as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. But until next time, I'll see you on the trail. Hey guys, Ellen from the Western Wanderers here, and today